Hello teacher, I'm Juan Pablo Rosas Pineda and I'm going to solve this exercise that in this case is the 27th one. Okay, so we have this particular exercise. So how should we solve it? To solve it, it's very easy actually. We have to get these two values, fx and fy. To get fx and fy, we need to sum, for example, in fx, f1x plus f2x plus f3x, and for fy we have to sum f1y plus f2y plus f3y. Now, you might be asking, how do I get these values, the fx1 and etc. Okay, so first of all, this exercise, we need to imagine it as a Cartesian plane, right? So this horizontal line is going to be the x-axis, right? And this vertical one is going to be the y-axis. Now, we need to draw out some lines to represent it better. So I have them here in the next slide, which I think it's better like representable. So now we have our values, right? So because the horizontal line is the x-axis, these horizontal lines are going to be fx. So because this is the first one, we're going to have fx1 here fx2 because of this one, and fx3 because of this one. Now, in case of the fy, remember that this vertical one is the y-axis, so this is going to apply the same to these lines. So fy1 is going to be here, fy2 is going to be here, and fy3 is going to be here. Now, to solve this, okay, we're going to start first by doing the the fx, right? To do this, we need to use the Pythagorean theorem to get these values that we're missing. Then, in this case are going to be these two lines. Now, first we have to analyze what values we have already. In this case, it's going to be the hypotenuse, which is going to be 53 newtons, and we have an angle that is 17 degrees. Now, because we're starting with the fx, and the fx is the horizontal line, this is going to be the adjacent because here the angle is parting from the from here, right? So this is going to be the adjacent. Now, in the Pythagorean theorem, we have to get one that we can clear to get the adjacent. So in this case, we're going to use cosine because we have hypotenuse and an angle. We only need to clear. So we're going to use this formula. It's already clear, so I don't take much time. It's adjacent is equal to hypotenuse times cosine. Now, to do this, we're going to do this with every single one of them, right? So I'm going to, permit me just a second, put them a little bit of color. There it is. To save time, it's already done. So fx1 is going to be equal to 53 newtons, which is this hypotenuse, times the cosine 17. Okay, in case of fx2, it's going to be the hypotenuse, that is minus 48 newtons. Now, you have to be careful with this. It's minus because as a Cartesian plane, remember that in the x-axis, the left side is negative and the right side is positive. So because this is on the left side, it's going to be negative, right? So we have minus 48. Okay, so we have minus 48 times cosine of 37. that is this angle right here. And for the fx3 we need to do 64 newtons, it's positive, times cosine of 57. Now to do this very quickly, you can do it on a calculator. You just type it like this, 53 times cosine of 17. We have a special button for cosine, and okay, and with obviously all of these values. Now once you do it, you should get something like this. Give me a second. Okay, so for the first one, it's going to be for fx1 is going to be 50.684 newtons. Obviously they are bigger numbers, but I've run it to 3 decimals to like be more save a little bit more of space. Okay, so you will get for the fx2 minus 37.335 newtons, and for the fx3 you're going to get 34.857 newtons. Okay, and okay, we're gonna leave it like this just for a second. Now we're going to do the fy ones. Okay, we have already well, we have the hypotenuse and the opposite, sorry, the angle, so we need to get the opposite, right? Now to do this we need to use the next formula. In this case we have the hypotenuse and the angle, so we're going to use sin and clear it. Okay, here, right here, I have the formula already clear, which is going to be opposite is equal to hypotenuse times sin. Now in a second I'm going to do this quickly. Okay, fy1 is going to be 53 newtons times sin 17. Okay, fy2 is going to be minus 48 newtons. Why minus? Because as a Cartesian plane, again, in the y-axis the upper part is going to be positive and the lower part is going to be negative. So minus 48 newtons times sin of 37 degrees, and for the fy3 it's going to be minus 64 because it's down times sin of 57 degrees, and you should get these results. Okay, which is 15 point for the fy1 15.496 newtons, fy2 minus 28.887 newtons, and for fy3 it's going to be minus 53,675 newtons. Okay, now we have those values, and if you remember, to solve this we just only forget, for example, fx, we just have to sum these values that we already have. So in the last slide I had them solved, right? So for fx we have the values that we got from solving the factors, and by summing and subtracting them, the final result is going to be 47.46 newtons, and for fy is going to be minus 67.066 newtons. Now remember to put newtons because we have to specify what they are. So I think that's everything, and I hope it's clear. And okay, so thank you for your time and see you next time.